can't really play smart when you're touching faces. And by can't really, I mean you cannot. If somebody gets in this space right here, you can no longer play calm, because the Psycho gameplay works, right? We all know it works. I'm gonna play Psycho.
When you recognize a player being calm and defensive, but like, how do you get him out of cover?
Oh. Just gonna come through here. Just gonna come through here. Ready, and I'm like, okay, this guy's trying to come psycho me. He's throwing shockwaves. He's trying to get in my bubble. I'm doing a back up. Just lighting up this crosshair, and boom, right there. What's going on, everybody? Toby1 Shinobi here, and today we're going to dive into two different playstyles that you can use in close range combat, and those are Psycho and Calm. Now, Psycho is an aggressive playstyle that resembles something like a 10-year-old hopped up on Mountain Dew. They focus on movement and trying to throw off their enemies' shots, and they're just going for kind of flashy plays. And honestly, I would say that like 90% of intermediate players go for the Psycho playstyle. They get up in people's faces, they slide around, they try to jump over their head, and they just try to land good damage. Now, the Calm playstyle is actually what you see most zero build pros using in close range fights. They focus on using cover as best as they can and keeping their weapon uptime or their damage output as high as possible. They aren't doing a lot of crazy movements because they get stuck in animations. Every time they're sprinting or jumping, they can't be shooting their enemy. So instead, the Calm player focuses more on reading their enemy, playing calm, using cover really well, and using good crosshair placement to hit very nice shots. They'll get behind cover, they'll peek out really quick, hit a clean shot, because they read the enemy and they know what they're going to do next, so they can line up that crosshair nice and easy. Now, both the Psycho and the Calm playstyles can be very effective in different situations, but I would generally tell most players to lean towards the Calm playstyle instead of the Psycho. Most people are already doing the Psycho and they think that that is what the pros do, but if you watch pros, actual pros in live stream zero build, they are not playing Psycho. They are usually playing Calm, using good cover, using good angles, and hitting very good shots without doing a lot of crazy movement. I will say that the Psycho playstyle works really well within 5 meters of your enemy. Basically, when there is no real strategy or tactics to the fight, you're just trying to out-juke or outmaneuver your opponent and trying to hit better shots. But if you have about 8 to 15 meters of space from your enemy, the Calm playstyle is going to benefit you way more than the Psycho playstyle. And you're going to be dealing a lot more damage, and you're going to be taking a lot less damage in your fights as well. You see, what most players don't realize is that the Psycho or the aggressive playstyle actually throws off your own aim and damage uptime. That is the amount of time you're actually outputting damage in a fight and not stuck in a sprint animation or a jump animation or turning your back on your enemy and not keeping them in front of you and dealing damage. The Calm player can be thought of more like a mobile turret or like a tank. They keep their gun out, they set their crosshairs, and then they fire as much as possible while also doing a good job of playing cover when they can. They make very quick movements to cover and they play positions well, but all of their movement has intention behind it, and they really limit how often they're stuck in animations not shooting their weapon. Now that I've explained these playstyles pretty in depth, I'm going to take you behind the scenes into a Shinobi Clan live master training where we're demoing how and when to use these two different playstyles. If you're interested in getting hands-on training like this, go ahead and click the join button down below or the link in the video description. Let's get into it. So the idea here is that one person is going to play like a Psycho and the other person is going to play Calm. So Trial, you are going to be Calm and I'll be the Psycho. Okay, so you come in here, right, into my little domain. I'm gonna play Psycho and you're gonna play Calm. You basically just line up reticle, line up your crosshair on where you think I'm gonna come through, and you try to take right shoulder peeks and you try to use as much cover as possible. Now what you will find is if you don't get that medium distance, if you allow me to get into your bubble and start doing the Psycho movement over your head and breaking your camera, that's when it becomes really problematic. So as the Calm player, what you want to do is just keep kind of backing up, keep space. You know, you want to keep about 8 to 10 meters from your enemy so that you have a little bit of room to reposition quickly and get that space. Otherwise, if you let somebody get within, say, 5 meters, 3 meters of you, it becomes a real problem. So let me come over to you, Trial. This is what I mean. If somebody gets in this space right here, you can no longer play Calm and use cover effectively. If you're at this distance right here, you can, right? This is nice, Calm. Like I can rotate around cover. He can't Psycho me. But if you let me get right here, this becomes a real problem. You're no longer able to be Calm and use the cover and all that. So a Psycho will typically win these fights just by jumping around, being really hard to hit, and like make it really, really difficult for you to play Calm and Smart. You can't really play Smart when you're touching faces. And by can't really, I mean you cannot. So I'm gonna play Psycho, you play Calm. And oh yeah, you can't break through here, by the way, and you can't throw bunkers. So yeah, it's purely, or this is purely movement and positioning. We're not gonna use any utility out here. All right, so I'm gonna play Psycho, you play Calm. Do your best to get some distance from me. Okay, you let me into that bubble, and now it's over. Okay, we'll switch roles after this. Oh, nice, nice. You're getting some distance. Oh, and you also heal up after 5 seconds here. Okay, so now let's go ahead and switch roles. I'm going to play Calm, and you play Psycho. Just full Psycho me. So the first thing that you have to do when you play Calm is keep distance. So I need to back up already, and I'm like, okay, this guy's trying to come Psycho me. He's throwing shockwaves. He's trying to get in my bubble. I'm going to back up. Just lighten up this crosshair, and boom, right there. So you see, I'm not like, wah, 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 wah. I'm like, okay, yes, we dip into cover, and we get back into cover, and we just line up the crosshair to where they think they're going to come through. We line up the shot, and we don't freak out. It's going to come through here. It's going to come through here. This is pure defense, right? Like, he'd have to come on a right shoulder. He has to come out here. If I back up a little bit right here and kind of cut that angle, it's going to force him to come out a little bit further than just that typical peek like this also. So we're kind of like baiting while we do this. Okay, now all I can do right now is kind of just line up shots. So you see I'm just backing up, letting him come to the spots that I think he's going to come into. And we're not like trying to like rat and hide and like conceal our movement so much here. We're mostly just trying to focus on good reticle placement and good cover usage. All right, now I'm going to play Psycho. You go in there. I'm going to full Psycho you. Let me get too close. This could be bad for you. So right there, it's like, you know, you can feel what they're gonna do, and what you should do is go a little bit further than you think. Instead of setting up that right shoulder right away, where like they're right there, that's gonna put you in a 3 meter fight, right? So instead, try to get a little bit more distance, you know, go a little bit further than you think, so that like you have that little space where they have to run through an area. Like even just even going to this spot right here would be ideal, because if you get in this little choke point, right, and I come through and you miss your shot, it becomes this like awkward fight where it's just we're touching faces again.
Could I ask something?
Yeah.
Like, when you recognize a player being like this, being calm and defensive, like I'm starting to understand that, like, counter to that is not being like full psycho, but like how do you get him out of cover?
Pause. I'm going to give you 4 ways to guarantee your improvement at Fortnite Zero Build. Now, I don't want to waste your time, so I'm going to write them down as bullet points. Go ahead and pause the video if you haven't seen these resources before. I only aim to exceed your expectations, and I won't let you down. Thanks for checking that out. Let's get back to the video.
Because we like
The defensive player, the calm.
Yeah. Like we don't want to be psycho on him, but like how do
Well,
you
you
get
do
him
like,
out of
I mean,
cover?
sometimes like if you have utility, you can do things like throw a shockwave or something like that to, you know, try to like get him out of a spot. I can't actually land this right here.
Like you showed in the video, I forgot. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you throw a shockwave or you use a bunker. Use utility. If you're playing against a calm player who's like being smart and using good positioning, you're gonna want to like just try to get distance. That's your friend. I mean, not distance, sorry, but like just you want to get them out of position, and then you want to put yourself in a position where you're going to be able to like act on that. So like if you shock them out, you want to be able to have eyes, line of sight on where they're moving to. You know, if he comes around this corner or whatever, we take him off guard, and then we have to, now we're like full psycho, but we have the advantage because we, you know, disrupted him. Yeah. So disruption is like a pretty key thing to like a calm versus calm thing. It's kind of like this little like sprint or like burst of energy that you have to like, okay, if we're both going to play calm or we're both just going to play like our positions right here, we need to figure out like, hey, is there a way we can force this player out of position, land 100 damage, and then get psycho on him? Because the psycho gameplay works, right? We all know it works. It just depends on the situation, right? Going full psycho on somebody right from the get-go, right out of the gate like this, is a good way to lose games. If you're just doing this is like practically 50-50, right? Yeah. It's like whoever lands the first shot and 100 damage like is usually going to win. But you can go psycho smart. Psycho smart is we land 100 damage or we catch them off guard. That is okay to psycho, right? So like if I know where he is, the number one, you got to know where your enemy is. I don't know where he is right now, so I'm not going to go psycho. Instead, I'm going to get up here. Oh, he's up here, and I'm going to drop down. Okay, we have 39 damage. That's not like, it doesn't justify going psycho on him. We're going to do smart things like this, where we try to get angles, and we go like right here. Okay, we know where he's at. We're going to try to beat him out. Okay, nice. He got himself in a bad spot. Oh, never mind. He graph load. See, we're not doing the full psycho yet. We're not pushing into a 50-50. I dropped down. You can see I didn't allow him to take that roof fight with me. Even though I landed 90, I'm still not like, I'm not like about to go up there and hope to land my next shot and land another 100 when he pumps me for like 150 or whatever. And it's like, oh, I just took massive damage. See, this is bad. So in that case right there, I wouldn't normally take that fight, but that's like an example of allowing the psycho to do what they do best, which is, you know, all 12-year-olds play the same way. It's full psycho, and you know, you feel like you watch him, you're like, dude, this kid is so cracked, but his win rate in Battle Royale is 10% or 6% or, you know, something kind of like average. It's because all they do is full psycho. They don't know the difference between like playing defensive, passive, calm, and smart versus full psycho. They just have one mode, which is full psycho. And then it's like, you know, if anyone kills them, they got lucky sort of thing. They don't think about the fact that, oh, I probably should like be a little more tactical about my psycho pushes.
I feel like every time I land and reload solos, if I'm at the POI with somebody, they're going full psycho on me no matter what they pick up, like whether it's a pistol, an SMG, or a shotgun. And they seem to get the upper hand on me quite a lot.
Yeah, so that's the thing, is like if they catch you off guard, right, that's when full psycho works. Like, so you have to recognize, okay, you have to recognize right out the gate, like, what is this player going to do? You have to be thinking that right as you land, like, what kind of player am I dealing with here? Are they going to go for loot and then instantly push me with no shields and all that? Because if they do, you need to immediately start setting up like a position to, you know, like, so, okay, like pretend like we're flying in right here. Trial, come to me on this pool roof over here. Okay, we're both like flying in. Let's just both shockwave up in the air, straight up in the air. We're both flying up in the air. Okay, maybe I pick up an AR and I just start keen trial. The best thing he can do is get some distance and set up a little trap on me. If I just have one weapon, he can go find some more loot. Sorry, we're not doing it. But if he goes finds more loot and sets up a trap, that would be like the most ideal thing. So when somebody's like full cycling, all you have to do is play like a little more passive and get angles. And it's really hard to do in the moment because a lot of times if you let them get within that 5 meters, then it's all over. But if you just continue to draw them into a trap, like if he's gonna full cycle me and I just have an AR, right? Go ahead, full cycle me. Don't use any mobility, no mobility items at all. Just full cycle me with a shotgun or whatever you got, right? I would lead him into something like this, where I just try to get distance. This is what I've got for now. And the full psycho is just gonna continue to push. And now I can just literally stand still and let him push me. Like, cause he got himself in a bad spot right here and he's using a lot of movement, which is gonna throw off his own aim. And I'm getting distance and he's got a shotgun out and it's just, yeah. So there's like these kind of like these, you have to find these little windows of opportunity. And it's hard to do, and that's part of what this training is about, is creating those little windows. You're looking for literally like half-second moments where you can land 100 damage or just decent damage on somebody, like, and not expose yourself.
Yeah, and it's fine to like space it out. Like you use one window and it doesn't work. You try to look for another. It's not like you're gonna stand there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So like, so full psycho is, you know, just burning your stamina all the time. Playing calm is using very like small bursts of stamina and mostly just kind of like holding a position or like moving between cover to cover to cover to cover to cover to cover. This is calm gameplay. It looks like I'm moving fast, but I'm just going like this, cover, moving to cover. You know, if this guy's rotating around, I just keep moving to cover and I just watch these little windows because I know he's going to push me and he's going to slide through this window. So we set up our reticle, boom. Okay, now he's going to come over here, boom. You know, if he doesn't, then that's okay. We slide out and we finish the fight because we landed a good, you know, 70 damage on him as he came across here. So playing calm is really about like looking for these little quote-unquote windows where the psycho is going to push through an area in a dumb way and you're ready for it.
And you miss, you reposition. It's not like you miss and you're gonna try to shoot him again, which I ended up happening, to be honest.
Yeah, like now all I have to do is land a good shot at this point, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything. But most players in my situation right there will start doing this thing where they're like, yeah, okay, he's moving crazy, I'm gonna move crazy. And then they'll get hit for 100 damage and they're like, okay, I missed a shot. Okay, I missed another shot, dang, oh, and I'm dead. It's like, how did I lose that fight, bro? Well, you went full psycho. You matched his tempo. And a lot of people do it in all kinds of fights. If somebody starts moving like crazy like this, they oftentimes will match the movement. They're like, yeah, I gotta get crazy. And they'll start jumping around. But if you play calm and just focus on landing shots, then it can really help. Literally stand still and kill him. You'll notice, like, if you guys have been watching Frode streams or like any really, really good player, a lot of times they're not doing any kind of crazy movement whatsoever. They're not like, yeah. They'll use utility movement quite often to like reposition or confuse or catch people off guard. But most of their fighting is on their feet and maybe little ducks, tiny little slides thrown in every once in a while like this. But most of the time they're like this, picture it like almost like a slow moving just turret. Like they're just a weapon. And all they want to do is keep weapon uptime out. Keep your weapon out and just keep firing the whole time. You'll watch really good players like Frode, and they're just doing that. All they do is they just keep their weapon out, and the other guy's like running around, jumping, sprinting. Like, look at this. This is all not dealing any damage when he's running around in circles like this. Doing this sort of thing. Like, this is not helpful to your gameplay whatsoever because, I mean, now look, if we're both matching it, yeah, it's like that's actually what, like, that's what platinum lobbies look like. No joke. And that's actually what advanced lobbies look like. I've watched a lot of you guys in trainings and it still looks like that. And it's like, what's the expert level gameplay? The expert level gameplay is the one that looks like boring when you really think about it. And they're just like doing this sort of stuff for like just basic, like hold the position. Okay. Do a little slide, hit a shot. And now we just stand and we fight and we look for angles, let them make the mistake sort of thing. So like, expert level is like a lot of times they look like they're just focused on aim, right? They're just like, okay, I'm gonna hit these shots. I'm not gonna like give them opportunities to land massive damage. Like I wouldn't just stand up here and be like, let's go, bro. This is a terrible fight for me, right? It's recognizing when is a good time to like stand and fight, because you have to look for the actual opportunity where you have an advantage based off of their stupidity or, you know, their mistakes sort of thing. Like right here, if Trial tries to jump over my head, I'm ready for it. This is like a smart play, because most people, Trial's over here, but if he was going to try to break my camera, I could expect that, and I would just play smart and just look for the jump shot. So if I'm on your roof, right, a lot of players, when I jump over your head, are gonna do like a sliding jump, or like do like, you know, like something like that, or like even go for like a mantle and then like a jump shot themselves. So instead though, go ahead and get up on that, get up top, and then just go ahead and go for like a jump shot camera break on me. The smart player plays calm and they just go, okay, here we go.
I would be standing there lining up the shot and missing it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so like, I mean, you just like expect what are they gonna do? What are their options for landing a shot on me? Where are they gonna go? Oh, it's gotta be out here, right? They've gotta land out here. What is the smart thing for me to do? Get cover. And just play this cover piece. Now they're out there and I get one good shot. And even if we both trade damage, if, you know, let's say I do it right here. Okay, I'm jumping over your head, going for a shot like this, and I do land the shot. See, this is, now it's 50-50, right? This is like, who knows what's gonna happen? Well, I know what's gonna happen if he keeps running around and doing that, but he's obviously trolling. But, you know, like, if we both just stand and take a fight, then it's 50-50. Like, I missed a shot, and he could have hit a shot, and he wins that. But if he would have backed up here, or I would have backed up here and, like, initially just fought from this point of cover, I reduced the risks so much by doing that.
You have to keep putting yourself into positions, like being ready for what the enemy can do.
Yeah, basically just like find a safe position and defend really quick. It's like these little moments of like offense, defense, offense, defense, offense, defense. And recognizing these windows where the person's going to get offensive and go into a bad spot. Like right now I could watch, he's going to go here or here. All I have to do is just wait for that, right? And I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Where's he going to go? Okay, he's not doing anything. We're just going to throw a shock. Oh, we both did it. And now we look for some free damage.
Make a move.
Yeah, and that's still not enough to justify a push right now. If I get Psycho on him, I'm going to pay the price. Instead, we're just going to keep chipping. Okay, we got 50, 100. There we go. Now we just play calm. And we just keep rotating around. Don't let him have the right shoulder. That's just calm gameplay. Like let him come out, but don't let him have that right shoulder peek. If I stand here and I let him do that, that's where he can retake the fight. Instead, I just keep walking around the pillar, left, 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 going for the right shoulder, and then he comes out too far, and then we boom. So easier said than done in most cases, but you know, something to kind of recognize. All right, y'all, I hope this video was helpful. If it was, please hit that like button and consider using code Toby1Shinobi in your Fortnite item shop. And now that you've watched this training video, you're really gonna wanna watch this next video. Have yourself a great day. Shinobi out.